Hello, as we enjoy our summer break. Hope you're enjoying yours. Welcome to this week's edition of Faith and Friends on the latest auction donation set. Jennifer and I look forward to spending the next 30 minutes or so with you here in the second week of July.
Speaking of July,
it is National Second Week of July week.
You know, we have not talked about the national holidays.
No,
now, of course, we know
empty.
The big one that happened on Independence Day, but yes, we're missing out on some exciting
holidays. Tell me these holidays.
Do you know, Andy, that it's Freedom from Fear of Speaking Month?
Really? So people automatically lose their fear of speaking in this month?
I don't have a fear of speaking, so I actually didn't research it too much, but if you have a fear of speaking, this is your month to find freedom, I guess. July is also National Cell Phone Courtesy Month.
What does that mean?
I think we have courtesy issues with cell phones all the time.
How about National Doghouse Repairs Month? Now, is this part of our marriage series we've been doing?
You're in the
doghouse. Is that what you're talking about here?
I don't think we should probably even go there. We want to have positive, happy things. And you can't forget that this week, actually, the second week of July, is National Ventriloquism Week. I meant to bring a puppet.
You're supposed to speak.
Hello, Andy. Oh, I'm Andy. Hello, I'm Andy.
We didn't plan that out. That could have worked a lot better. Last month was a very serious month, National Alzheimer's Awareness Month. And this week on Faith and Friends, we learn more about medical research that's being done, as well as some simple and fitness-related activities you can do to help out that cause.
Also today, we start our first of a two-part series on essential oils. Local essential oils expert Juanita Markham gives us an overview of essential oils, what they are, and what they might work, how they might work for you.
And the last day of July is the annual Music in the Park concert at Westminster, something we all look forward to. We'll bring you a preview today of this year's headliner. But first, our scripture, that comes from the character trait of love. 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 8a. It's in the New King James Version this week. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. It is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. What a great checklist for us to go down. These are things love does not do. Now these are things love should be doing, and ultimately love never fails.
Never fails. It can feel like it fails.
Yeah.
We can feel like people are failing us, but it's not the love that's failing us. It's the sinful nature that gets in and messes that all up.
Certainly God's love never fails as well. Well, one way to show love is to serve others. A new service club in Bluffton desires to be the hands and feet of Jesus to those throughout the region. The group is called the Riley Creek Arbor. Jennifer has more.
Pretty much anywhere you look, people have needs. There are available projects everywhere. What it often takes to get those projects done are money, time, and individuals who are willing to serve. A new service club based out of Bluffton offers all three. The Riley Creek Arbor is connected to the Gleaner Life Insurance Society, and because of that has a funding mechanism in place that allows Riley Creek to participate in service projects designed to better quality of life of area individuals.
So we, as my office, started talking about it. Kathy and Linda, Renee and Shannon and myself, that's all of us, we started talking about, why don't we start an arbor? And if they're going to give the money out, why don't we help direct it? And so here we are.
The initial kickoff of the club took place back in May at Jeannie's Kitchen in Bluffton. During that time, 3 local individuals were awarded for their service to the community. Eagle Scout Misha Groman, St. John Mennonite Church Youth Pastor Paul Ginther, and Bluffton Area Chamber of Commerce retired director Fred Steiner, each highlighted for their contributions in the area. And that was just the start for the Riley Creek Arbor. In June, the Service Club hosted a patriotic lunch and bingo event at an apartment complex in Bluffton. There have been partnership projects with Area 4-H and others. The overall goal is to be the hands and feet of Jesus in the region.
There's a word for the Holy Spirit in the book of John. It's called parakletos. And the essence of that word means one called alongside to help. That's the Holy Spirit. And that's our heart. we are called to come alongside people and help.
Reese, who is president of Faith Investment Services, sees this new service club as a natural extension of what he does for a career, helping others, improving their future. And even while it may seem like a little thing, putting a smile on someone's face and letting them know someone truly does care makes a big difference. For more information on the Riley Creek Arbor Service Club, call Gary Reese at 419-358-4207.
Joined by Juanita Markham now, an essential oils expert, we'll call her, although she says she's not an expert. She certainly is well versed in the essential oils realm. Her website is ichoosetobewell.com as we welcome her in. Choosing to be well, that's something a lot of Americans are not doing, but something we can do with the essential oils.
Yes, thank you. We went with the I Choose to Be Well because it kind of gives you that idea of choosing to be well. I mean, you can make different choices. You can use essential oils from anything from minor cuts and scrapes, bug stings, to using them all the way for soothing sore muscles and joints and things that could actually even be more serious and more severe. So
we'll get into some of what each oil can do, but first you wanted to point out that essential oils have not been approved by the FDA. Any information that you share or is provided by any wellness advocate should not be construed as personal medical advice or instruction. No action should be based solely on information that you've not researched yourself. So very important to do what Juanita did and really dive in and see what each oil can do. Test it out for yourself. See if it does make an impact. Always consult a health professional on any matter relating to your health and well-being. Essential oils, a natural health alternative. And I love that because we're in a world with so many prescription drugs where folks, they reach, even if it's just the Tylenol, you're reaching for that, and that's kind of how you control pain. But just the other night, I had a headache and had a little peppermint oil, put it on my head, and boy, right away, you saw the soothing effect, and it's a very natural alternative.
Right, and you also get other benefits. So each oil actually does a lot more than what you might be using it for. Okay. So peppermint, for example, is one that you can also use to help with respiratory, and it's also good for digestion. So you get a lot more effects. Other than if you get a Tylenol, it is meant just to kind of help with pain.
Right.
So, and potentially some side effects on there.
I'm a broadcaster. I lose my voice every once in a while. What can I do when that, the dry throat, the scratchy throat comes my way?
Lemon is a really good one for dry throat. So it goes in and it kind of actually even helps to hydrate you a little bit more. Okay. So take it with water, and of course getting some extra water in with that kind of thing is going to help a lot. And lemon is really good to help clean out toxins, and getting toxins out of your body is a really big thing. So we don't really realize how much we deal with in toxins with the environment around us and processed foods and all of that. So it's kind of a big deal.
A lot of times I know the essential oils, you put it on for a momentary relief and for a short period of time, but as you really envelop these into your life, you can see a difference in your lifestyle. How quickly would you say?
Essential oils are 50 to 70 times stronger than herbs. Wow. And as long as you have an essential oil that is quality, that is pure, doesn't have the herbicides, the pesticides, and the fillers that are in there, you could actually see results immediately.
Oh, wow.
And good way to look at it is that if you're dealing with something that just came on, you probably are going to see a quicker result than if you're dealing with something that you've had for a long time. Okay. So like you had a headache that came on, you can put the peppermint on, and you're going to see a pretty quick result. Versus if you're dealing with something that perhaps is like chronic pain, it might be something that you're going to have to use more consistently in order to be able to see better results and long-term results. And one example that I was told when I first dove in, I actually attended a lot of different classes. I mean, I was just kind of a sponge, just soaking in all the information I could get. And a class that I attended, they were talking about a lady that was dealing with, she was actually dealing with arthritis. Wow. And so somebody had suggested that she use oils to help soothe joints and muscles. And she had a lot of trouble with her knees and with her knuckles. And so she started using the soothing blend, which is really good for joints and muscles. And she's using it on her hands, and about a week later, she realized that her knees were also not hurting.
Oh, wow.
So the consistent use actually spreads throughout your body and will help with that. And oils take about 30 seconds to get into your system and about 20 minutes to get through your entire body.
Oh, wow. So it goes through your whole body in 20 minutes.
It'll go through your whole body.
Very impressive. Now, it seems like there's a lot of different oils. You mentioned a soothing blend.
Yes.
How do we learn which oils to use where, and when do you put some together?
Well, that's a really big question that I get, because when people come in, they're a little bit overwhelmed. I mean, it's kind of like standing in front of a waterfall and trying to get a glass of water. And having somebody that's familiar with oils is a really great way to get help with understanding and starting to learn. There's materials out there that you can use. I do an education class once a week at the library.
Oh, great. When is that?
And it's normally on Thursdays.
Okay.
So if you go out to my website, I have an events page that I post those out there. Now, we don't always do it at the library, but most of the time we're there on Thursdays at 6 p.m. And we just kind of change it up on different topics, and we take in things that people are interested in, and I'll go back and research those, talk to other people, and it's a great way for me to continue learning. And it also helps me then to share that information with other people. And I have a group of people that I can take things back to and ask and get information for people that have had experience where maybe I haven't in some of those. So working with others is a great way. And then there's a lot of material, and you've got to be able to kind of vet the information online as to what's good and what's not. And getting a baseline is a really good way to do that too, to figure some of that out. So it's one of my missions. When I got started with the oils here in Lima, I said I wanted to create an oil community here in Lima, and I wanted to educate Lima on essential oils.
Awesome.
And I think we're doing a pretty good job at heading that way.
And even though this may be something new to viewers, it's not something new. Essential oils have been around since the Bible times. Frankincense, which we read about, a gift for Jesus, that's one of the essential oils as well. These are things that God has given us to help our bodies.
Yes, frankincense and myrrh are both they're just incredible oils, and it's like the more that I learn about both of these oils, it's like I kind of get goosebumps now even just thinking about it. Frankincense is actually called the king of oils, and it was used in the birth as well as in Jesus' death. So, and it's used for everything. It actually helps cells to be able to kind of regenerate and be reprogrammed in the body. And it is one oil that you can use to help other oils to be more effective. So it makes your body even more receptive. So if you are dealing with something that seems to be persistent, something that's kind of chronic, you can use that frankincense on top in order to make the other oils even more effective. And frankincense alone does all kinds of just really great things. And you know, the FDA is kind of particular that we're not allowed to say frankincense, you know, does this specifically and some of those kinds of things. But if you just take frankincense and look up cancer and type those in, no specific brand, you just type in frankincense and cancer on the internet, on Google, you'll find a lot of different research that is going on.
Oh, wow.
And so I always encourage people, you know, to do those kinds of research and kind of find out for yourself. You know, don't just take it because I said so. You know, go back and actually start looking up information on your own, and you'll find out a lot of different things that oils can do. So
lots of good information. You can get more information at ichoosetobewell.com. You can email Juanita Markham. It's juanita@ichoosetobewell.com. And of course, the Lima Public Library. Stop by one of her weekly sessions and get some questions answered. A great way for healthy living here on Faith and Friends.
She walked to the mailbox on that bright summer's day, found a letter from her son in a war far away. He spoke of the weather and good friends that he'd made. Said, I've been thinking about Dad and the life that he had. That's why I'm here today. And then in the end said, you are what I'm fighting for. It was the first of his letters from war. remember, a day she'll not forget. Oh, her tears stained the paper with every word that she read. It said I was up on a hill, I was out there alone when the shots all rang out and bombs were exploding. That's when I saw him, he came back for me, and though he was captured, a man set me free. And that man was your son. He asked me to write to you, I told him I would. Oh, I swore it was the last of the letters from war. And she prayed he was living, kept on believing, and wrote every night just to say, you are good and you're brave. What a father that you'll be someday. Make it home, make it safe. Still she kept on writing each day. And then 2 years later, autumn leaves all around. A car pulled in the driveway and she fell to the ground. And out stepped a captain where her boy used to stand. He said, Mom, I'm following orders from all of your letters, and I've come home again. He ran in to hold her, dropped all his bags on the floor, holding all of her letters from war. Make it home, make it home, make it home.
Oh, that was Mark Schultz with his song Letters from War. Well known for his storytelling style of singing, Andy, this contemporary Christian artist is the headliner at Westminster's Music in the
Yes.
Park, which is taking place July 31st. The public is invited to attend this family-friendly free event. It's always a great day, starting at 11 a.m. with Jim Barron and continuing until early afternoon.
And in addition to Jim Barron, this year's lineup includes Scott Stimmel, Arnold Coy, Sojourner Quartet, Tallies, and then Mark Schultz, as Jennifer mentioned. What a great job he does connecting real life to our faith. It's July 31st at the Westminster Park. As we mentioned at the start of the show, chance to go see it for free. A great
right.
chance for the family to all get together for that.
Yep. Well, June was Alzheimer's Awareness Month, which was a kickoff to a summer and fall filled with Alzheimer's awareness support walks. Nancy Moeller joins us now with more information.
Many of you at home have probably heard of the disease Alzheimer's. It's one for which there is no cure and there really is no treatment. And as more of us are aging, it is going to become a disease we hear more about. Well, joining me now are two individuals who are hoping to do something to find that cure and that treatment and help families who are dealing with Alzheimer's. And joining me now is Heidi Pence and Daniel Lee. And both are going to be talking about a series of walks coming up in the Lima area. And we want to welcome you to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Heidi, you are with the Alzheimer's Association
Yes.
of Northwest Ohio. For many, many years now, you have been doing work in our community to raise awareness, number one, and then also, we keep holding our breath, hoping and praying that we find a cure.
Yes.
Tell me about what your organization does, though, specifically.
We do a lot of support groups and different programs within our counties to really support the families and the individuals who have Alzheimer's. And then there's also the big push toward the walks and trying to raise awareness for those and raise money to go toward ending the disease.
And is this a disease that we are seeing any progress for at this point? And are we seeing numbers decline, or is the news not so good?
There's a lot of research going on first of all, but yes, definitely there's almost 5.5 million people that have Alzheimer's at this point, and by 2050 that's going to go up to 16 million. So it's really progressive, and it is something that we need to work on right now to put an end to that now so that we don't have to worry about it in our future.
Well, Daniel Lee joins us as well, and Daniel, you are the Community Marketing Coordinator. I know that you wear a number of different hats in our community, but why did you get involved?
Well, we really believe in the Alzheimer's Association and the work that they're doing to get dollars to our researchers so that we can prevent this, this deadly disease, this debilitating disease. With HCF, our facilities are inundated with individuals that have some form of dementia or Alzheimer's. 1 in 3 seniors that pass away die with some form of dementia or Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. Well, in nursing homes, we have a lot of older people, so that's something we deal with on a daily basis, and our staff really has a passion to try to help this go away.
Yeah.
And so HCF has kind of given me a leeway to join the Alzheimer's board, which I did. And so I'm representing the board today to try to get the word out to say, hey, if you've had a loved one touched with this, if you know someone, you can help by coming to one of our walks and giving a little financial donation to the research that we believe will stop this disease. Right. So we're excited to be here. We want to see this go away.
Well, Heidi and I have worked at the Area Agency on Aging together, and our organization has a team that has walked for several years now. And I know that there are a lot of groups that like to do something like that because it makes us feel like we can contribute.
Absolutely.
And so what is the process right now? And really, when is the first walk that we need to be getting organized for?
There's actually 11 walks in our Northwest Ohio chapter. I handle 5 of them, which are in this immediate area. The very first one is August 20th, and that's the Grand Lake Walk. It is down in Salina at the Lakeshore Park, and that starts at 3 o'clock in the evening, or in the afternoon. And so that's the very first one. It's brand new this year, and we're really excited about it and getting it down into that area. And then the next one that I have is August 27th in Defiance at the Kingsbury Park, and it starts at 9:30 in the morning. And then we take a weekend off for Labor Day, and we jump to the Lima Walk, which is the September 10th.
Okay.
Again, it starts at 9:30. It's out of the OSU campus. And then I have the Finley Walk on September 17th. And the Tiffin Walk on September 24th, and those both start at 9:30 as well at the universities in those towns. And so we're really excited to really get moving here. For Lima in particular, whichever one you're interested in, you can go to ALZ. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
You just said it, ALZ.org. No, you can go to that website, but there's also ACT, I'm going to mess it up.
But we'll have it on the screen though for you. Yes.
You can go specifically to that walk page and register for that, your team. Get your team members registered. That's important, so you don't have to worry about doing it that day.
Okay.
And we want to really boost those numbers up and get it done.
Do you have to donate in order to walk?
No.
Okay.
No.
And you don't have to walk to donate.
There you go. That is something though, because September is a very busy month. A lot of events going on the weekends. So I'm sure that there will be someone out there that will say, but I want to help.
Well, and actually when you register on that website, there's an option that says, I won't be there, but I want to help, and I want to help raise money.
Okay.
So that's an option. You only need one person to have a team, but obviously the more you get, the more fun you can have with it, and more money you can raise. And there's no registration fee, so that's an important thing.
Okay, and it's really an enriching opportunity
Yes.
and experience. You will see folks out there who have family members who have suffered, but also you will see some of the survivors as well
Yes.
who are dealing with
Right.
it present day.
Yeah.
So, well, Daniel and Heidi, we're out of time, but I want to thank you very much for your efforts, and I sure hope that we don't see you next year and we can pretend this is
A thing of the past.
a thing of
It's
the past,
history.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
very good. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nancy.
All right, back to you.
Thank you, Dancy. You can again see the dates for the area Alzheimer's walks by visiting alz.org.
Well, last week we told you about our graphics computer breakdown. It's a $75,000 replacement project, and so far many of you have already responded saying yes, you're willing to help us reach that replacement cost. Thank you so much, Miss Ruth May, for your gift, Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Heitzman in Continental, also Mr. and Mrs. Terry Williams in Salina. Thank you so much for stepping forward and saying we understand the need and we are here to meet the need here as your community partner.
I have to say that already, just in this first few weeks that we have been working on this project, I have just been incredibly blessed to see your response, because it's summertime. In reality, it is summertime. A lot of you aren't watching us as much as normal. Now, you're watching us because you see us, but there's a lot of people outside on vacation, but yet God is moving on many of your hearts, and we're just so grateful for your generosity this summer. Our goal is to have the new machine ready to go by mid-August so that we're ready for the upcoming Whiz Quiz tournament, sports report, the high school choirs. It'll also be used for this show, Faith and Friends, and so much more. And of course, there's still time to donate to this project. You can donate online, in person, mail your donation, or call over the phone. Thanks in advance, because you definitely are a blessing to us. Auction time now, and here we go. What do you
Do I have to
think?
kick out my chair now?
What do you think of this
Ah.
rocker
Good
recliner,
night.
love seat? The items that we are sitting here are just on loan to us. Andy can't enjoy this too much.
I love summertime when we get to enjoy all the auction items before you can enjoy them yourself in your own home. But we are accepting those auction items Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The studio and the barn out back are filling up, but still lots of room for you to call ahead for any other drop-off days or times that work for you. We're particularly interested in high-quality furniture as well as automobiles. Vacation getaway spots are always so popular. A 7-foot-tall cake. Now, don't limit it just to that. You could have a 2-foot-wide pie, or perhaps a dozen cookies a week for a year. These are all things I would like. I don't know if that's the general population, but all those things of value, we are certainly graciously thankful for.
And you know, an extra thing, that's just an extra fun thing, is donate something to us and you have no idea what Andy's going to talk about, do with it,
That's true.
demonstrate it.
Funnel cake. A funnel cake maker.
Funnel cake maker.
Oh, man, which is just what? Hot oil, basically.
Aren't you so glad that is not on the not list?
Funnel cake?
We do have a few things we can't take. We can't take entertainment centers. We can't take
I thought you
organs,
meant for my
pianos,
diet.
books, or clothing. You can bring a funnel cake maker as long as you bring gluten-free funnel cake stuff, right? Are you still doing that
Yeah,
gluten-free
kinda,
thing?
You know, a little bit.
Sorry, didn't mean to announce that.
Here and
The
there.
whole world there.
I don't care.
Bring your auction items right here to 1844 Beatty Road, Lima, Ohio. And of course, plan to attend this year's auction. It is September 10th. Maybe you are not able to donate a lot of money to our graphics project we've been talking about. Well, donating items to the TV44 auction is another incredible way that you can partner with TV44 and get that life-changing message of Jesus Christ out to the region.
We thank you in advance for your consideration in joining us once again, as so many of you partner with us throughout the year. Well, it's time for the end of our show here at Faith and Friends. Coming up next week, part 2 of our conversation with Juanita Markham about essential oils. We'll also tell you about an upcoming youth event. This one could have just the right inspirational message to send the teenagers in your life back to school with a heart to serve God. But before we go, today's verse.
1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8a in the New King James Version, which is a little different than how I had memorized it when I was younger. Love suffers long and kind. I learned it. Love is patient.
Yes.
Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. It is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. a life checklist for us there. God is giving us a guide for how we are not to be and how we are to be. And in the end, God's checklist, God's roadmap never fails us.
And may you experience that enduring love of your Father, our Father in heaven, this week as you go about whatever you are going about in life, touching those who you're touching. Go with Him this week.